Alright, chat. Take 2. Welcome to Freaky Mushrooms. This is a pack by Apro. We're going to learn about freaky, weird mushrooms. It's an educational segment, but about the thing that's most synonymous with, I don't know why, but with my particular brand. There you go. Let's do it. So, the first one we have here is death caps. Right? We're going to look at some death caps. You want to buy some death caps? Because of the danger they present, death caps are the first entry in almost every mushroom guide. As a reminder, this is solely for interest, and the information presented here is not enough to correctly identify the fungi shown. It says fungin. I don't know if that's a typo. Always consult an actual guide when mushrooming. Chat, very important. Do not eat a goddamn forest mushroom. Mushroom foraging has a reputation for being a game of roulette where you risk being poisoned. This reputation is almost solely caused by the death cap. Wow, I just kind of preempted that exact warning. They are estimated to be responsible for 90% of all mushroom poisonings. Wow. So, what you're saying is don't eat death caps. The reason death cap poisonings are so common is that they're very generic-looking mushrooms. They basically look how you would imagine a mushroom in your head. They are easily confused with field mushrooms, horse mushrooms, Caesar's mushrooms, and straw mushrooms, which are all safe, edible mushrooms. They also look like many of their cousins in the Amanita family, but most of them are poisonous too. Death caps can only be recognized with very close inspection by people who know what to look for. Death caps cause the liver and kidneys to shut down, so victims of poisoning usually die very slowly. It takes about a half a cup to fatally poison an adult. Oof. Survivors report that death caps taste quite good, but the toxins in them cannot be removed by cooking, freezing, etc., so we just have to take their word for it. Death caps can be found almost everywhere that humans live. Okay, that's a really crazy thing to think about. One is first of all, they're called death caps. That's an amazing name. That goes fucking hard. And also, it could be a metal band. But one day, could we synthesize the taste of a death cap, I wonder? Makes me think. Remove the poison, but have the cap. So, Section 1, Parasitic fungi. Alright, so let's take a look at these. You got... Whoa, hang on, look at these names. Field mushroom, horse mushroom, death cap. I wonder if animals know to look out for death caps. Caesar's mushroom, straw mushroom. False death cap. Destroying angel. These names are fucking crazy. Alright, so here's... Oh, this is crazy. Okay. So now you know what a death cap looks like compared to other things. This is the zombie ant fungus. This fungus is famously cited as an inspiration for its appearance in Last of Us, where it has evolved to affect humans. Fortunately, in real life, it only affects ants. After ants become infected with spores from the fungus, it incubates inside them for a while before it zombifies the ants. Once an ant has been zombified, it climbs up a tree until it reaches an area optimal for the fungus to release spores. The ant then clamps itself to the underside of a leaf, and the fungus causes its jaw to lock in place. The ant then dies, and there's a fruiting body of fungus that sprouts from its remains. The fungus releases its spores, and the cycle continues. Zombie ant fungus can mostly be found in tropical rainforests. All bugs have their own kind of cordyceps species, says a chat member, not only ants. Well, that's horrible. I hate that very much. And I can see why it was used as an inspiration for Last of Us, or kind of any video game. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's really man. Yeah, anything parasitic like this, like I've seen this stuff with the praying mantis and the stuff that makes like praying mantises jump into water. That is like I want to say alien, but we're probably more alien to this planet than that shit is. That's also an inspiration for Paras and Parasect in Pokemon. But they're so cute. Someone said, no the fuck we are not. Well, I'm talking about how long have parasites been on this planet compared to Homo sapien. That's the point I was making. I'm not calling us an alien. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say we were an alien. This is the caterpillar fungus and Aphato. These two fungi evolved to have essentially the same life cycle despite being separated by large distances. They both infect a caterpillar with spores and incubate inside of it until a long, slender fruiting body grows out of one end of the caterpillar to produce more spores. In both cases, the bottom of the fungus ends up being the shape of the original caterpillar. That's kind of nuts. Strangest of all, both species may be edible to humans. Aphato is a traditional Maori food, and caterpillar fungus is used as a supplement in traditional Chinese medicine. Caterpillar fungus is found near the Himalayas. Aphato is found in New Zealand. Yeah, I don't think I would want to, that's the caterpillar fungus. This is the Aphato. No. I wouldn't look at that and say, you know what, I need to eat this large bacterial-looking sperm. Listen, I respect it. If that's the culture, maybe, I eat a meatball. I don't know. What if it tastes good? The thing is, put it in nugget form. And maybe I'll try it. Also, chat, I don't know if you can see this. There's a little something interesting happening. Something very interesting indeed happening here. Everywhere I go, I see him. Everywhere. Ooh, this one looks real weird. Icing sugar fungus. Icing sugar fungus is extremely effective at killing a wide variety of insects, as well as spiders. You know what? This music is just too damn... It's too damn cheery. This Metroid Prime music, considering some of these things look like they're from Metroid, seems like a lot more appropriate music. Okay, so it's really effective at killing a wide variety of insects as well as spiders. Because of this, it's commonly used as an insecticide. Thank you, controller. Icing sugar fungus infects a host with spores and then starts growing inside of it. Eventually, the fungus grows so far that it starts spilling out of the gaps in between the host's exoskeleton until the host's corpse is completely obscured by white mold. Ooh. Icing sugar fungus can be found all over the world. I think of Mario with mold on him, and I'm wondering if he was infected by this exact thing. New fear unlocked, or new inspiration for a new Metroid enemy or a Last of Us type game. Just keep going through the natural world until you mine all of it for inspiration. Or just some kind of, like, you know, body horror movie by Cronenberg where you just bleed icing. Anyway. Here's a section. Section 2, fungi with strange life cycles. So this is an ink cap. I love the way this looks. Ink caps start off by looking like normal mushrooms, but quickly disintegrate and melt into a black liquid. The melted mushrooms can be collected and used for ink. Now, I do have a video. I have a time lapse. I think, if possible, if you're making an educational segment, try to include the videos just to make life a little easier. But all good. Let's go to YouTube. Time lapse is very interesting. It's like one of the coolest things you could do with a camera. It is weird how they literally, like, bleed this inky substance. I wonder if there are a number of humans who are like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try that. I bet that tastes really good. They are edible? Huh. Some ink caps are edible, if harvested before they start to melt, but the common ink cap causes extreme sensitivity to alcohol and can cause alcohol poisoning even days after being eaten. There are a variety of ink caps that grow in most places around the world. Ooh, that one's freaky. Just curls up. Cool. Really, really interesting. This music fits, but I'm going to switch it at some point as well. We're going to stick with Metroid Prime music for mushrooms. It just seems to work. These aren't like whimsical mushrooms. You know, they maybe they could be. There's plenty of those. Mario has the whimsical ones. Metroid has the non-whimsical mushrooms. Here's an Earth Star. Earth Stars start off as balls. They look a little titular, to be honest, but their outer layer splits open like an egg from alien hatching. Inside they have a spore sac that has small holes for emitting spores. Earth Stars can be found in most parts of the world. So let's take a look. I wonder if this was actually the inspiration for Alien, but I mean, it's not unreasonable to think someone could have just imagined that those eggs would open like that. Let's see. I don't know if these are edible, but they look like they've got a lot of meat on them. They're tiny? Huh. Okay. Alright, let's see what we have next. So next is our fairy rings. Ooh. Many mushrooms can cause fairy rings, but some are more well-known. Some of the more well-known ones are the fairy ring champignon, the field mushroom, fly agaric, classic red and white toadstool, and the death cap. Fairy rings are formed by some very common species of mushroom and can be found all over the globe. It's gotta be aliens. Here's a bird's nest. Bird's nest fungi start off looking like cups with lids on them, or like strange eggs depending on the species. The lids split off of the ones that look like cups, and the egg-like ones split open from the top. Once they mature, both types look like bird's nests with little eggs in them. Well, usually like little lentils in them. The eggs of the nests have spores in them that are dispersed when raindrops hit them. Bird's nest fungi can be found in all parts of the world. It's a little confused reading them. Like, oh right, yeah, egg. They're not actually eggs. Someone said the fairy rings are actually fast travel points. I know if you put a bomb in the middle, you can you'll find a secret cave with beans and a bean man. But yeah, those are cool too. That is bird nest cup. So strange. Man, mushrooms are so fucking cool. Here's a basket fungus. Basket fungi emerge from the ground after periods of heavy rain. They start off surrounded by a casing which breaks open to reveal their main body, a strange lattice-like structure. The main body has a pungent smell, and they're considered stinkhorns. More in the following section. Initially, the lattice is quite solid and can even break away from its base and roll around like a tumbleweed if the wind is strong enough. But within less than a day, they decay and start to look more like a pile of jellyfish tentacles. If you harvest one while it's still intact, you can blow up a balloon inside of it and dry it out to preserve it in its three-dimensional shape. Huh. Supposedly, the outer casing is edible if harvested before it hatches. Basket fungi can be found in Australia and New Zealand. All of these show up in Oblivion? Oh yeah. Well, again, someone had to be the first person to try to eat one of these things. Like some, intelligent version of human was like, that looked tasty. I guess if you're fucking hungry for several days, anything looked tasty. So here's the lightning round. After, oh, there we go. There's more basket fungus. Cool. The fungi in this section either do not have much information about them, or they're just cool to look at. Okay. Let's take a look. Octopus stinkhorn, aka devil's fingers. They start off as sacs out of which burst long tentacle-like appendages that release spores. They smell like rotting corpses. Ugh. Originally from South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, they can now be found almost anywhere. You'd have to know what a corpse smells like, and then happen upon this mushroom and be like, I don't know how these spread. That would be interesting to find out. I wonder if it's just people brought them abroad or something, you know? I mean, this music is appropriately evil for evil-looking mushrooms. Those were the devil's fingers. This is Satan's vagina. No, I'm kidding. Bridal veil stinkhorn. Other stinkhorns also have this veil structure, but this variety is the most impressive. It's also one of the few stinkhorns that seems to be edible. Bridal veil stinkhorns grow in tropical climates. It does look like gore. It really does. It looks like something out of Stranger Things. It's like gore of my favorite, comfort mushroom. I'm sorry, that was also the devil's finger. That was octopus stinkhorn devil finger. This is it emerging. This is the bridal veil. I'm sorry. That is the very, very accurate name. Extremely so. Alright, let's see. Man, a lot of the music in this game is extremely short, I've learned. Alright. So anyway, this is cool. This one's the spiny wood knight. These guys have spiky anime hair. That's the only information I have on this particular mushroom in this document. Found everywhere. Here's one more piece of information. Found everywhere except Europe and Northwest USA and Canada. They should just call this Goku. Here's the beech strawberry, not B-E-A-C-H, B-E-E-C-H. Another unusual looking fungus that is edible. They look like a weird rubber sponge and grow on beech trees like some kind of nightmare tumor. They're only found in Argentina, Chile, Southern Australia, and New Zealand. Why? I wonder, like, which ones taste the best. I mean, because edible can be fine. You can digest it, blah, blah, blah. You don't die. But which ones taste best? Probably the ones that are just most commonly eaten. There's these, like, little mushrooms that, what are the ones in a lot of Japanese food that are very stringy? I'm not crazy about them. Enoki. They're okay. I like them in small doses with other stuff. They're alright. They're best in hot pot. Yes, exactly. But I had a bunch recently that were like kind of chewy, but they work better in hot pot. Otherwise, my favorite mushrooms are just the ones, just regular old mushrooms, or like portobello. Like stuffed mushrooms I like. Now here is the beech strawberry, another unusual looking fungus that is edible. They look like a weird rubber sponge and grow on beech trees like some kind of nightmare tumor. Ooh. They're only found in Argentina, Chile, Southern Australia, and New Zealand. You read that one? You just read that one? Hang on a second. Oh. That's dementia. I know. It's happening, chat. I think I might have eaten a poisonous mushroom before this. I was so concerned about changing the music that I wasn't thinking about the mushrooms. You know what, chat members? That's another thing. If some chat members include a playlist with their segment, it really helps. Genuinely. But also, this is the beech strawberry, another unusual looking fungus that is edible. They look like a... Anyway, no, this is the tree. The beech strawberry tree. So technically it's the same thing. But this is section 5, special mention. This is the Verdigris agaric. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know why this looks familiar, chat. Maybe... just needs... Oh, that's why it looks familiar. Interesting. Well, while the vine shroom may be a legally distinct version of a certain enlarging mushroom eaten by a certain Italian plumber, I had to wonder, in all the millions of mushroom species that exist, is there a real-life vine shroom? The original embiggening mushroom is based off of fly agaric, which comes in red and yellow, sometimes even pale brown or white, but not green. Fortunately, via the power of the internet, I was able to find a green mushroom with white spots. Verdigris agaric. It grows in Europe, West Asia, certain parts of the United States. Sources are split on whether or not it's edible. Many such cases. And that's it. It's a pretty short segment, which I'm definitely not going to complain about. Short and sweet. I could read some of the other entries again, like several times, if you want. You go digging for moral mushrooms. Maybe that'll be the next IRL segment I do. But cool, thank you. Those were some freaky mushrooms and some interesting ones and some edible ones, maybe. Maybe don't eat the mushrooms. Maybe eat only a couple. Maybe fucking refer to a guide. Maybe don't go foraging for mushroom. But thank you, chat members, for watching this. I hope you learned a little bit. Just a quick educational segment. See, chat, I'm at a crossroads. Because, of course, we could do lucid blocks. Could, easily play it for a half hour. But then I'm going to get tired and I'm not going to get a chance to really dig into it and really enjoy it. So I have a choice now. I could go to sleep. I could end the stream right now and I could think to myself, another Sunday stream is over. Another week has gone by. And then I could just be live tomorrow. Or I have one more game I could play.